Hi, everybody. Stephanie and Danielle here, and we have a great guest today, CICI, who is an ex-adult actress who is going to shed light on the porn myths for boys and men.
Hey ladies, thanks for having me. I'm really excited to talk to the guys out there.
Yay!
Yes. Yes.
I want them to know that the porn sex is just not real. And of course, I've known a lot of girls, and I'm speaking for myself, but that's not what I want. And I don't think that's what your girlfriends and wives and whoever, I don't think that's what they want. I can't hold it against men because they are doing very well what porn has programmed them to do.
That's so true.
So true.
They are doing it really well. So let's get into
They are following the porn script to a T.
So we need to help the guys and their girlfriends and wives to know what are the myths so that they can stop doing that.
Okay. So myth number 1 is that women want the penis size and the kind of sex you're viewing in porn. Men think that the size and stamina of those male performers is standard. They think it's realistic. And they think that that's what women want.
So tell us the truth.
They're at home looking at themselves going, ugh. They're probably super insecure about it.
Yeah, they're feeling inadequate. They're feeling not good enough. They're feeling sexually paralyzed.
So just as a reference, the average penis size is just over 5 inches.
That's right.
What do porn stars say about these fellow porn actors with extremely well endowed nether regions?
So if you asked us, we would tell you, well, we only have sex with them because we're getting paid.
Who do you really want to have sex with?
Well, you would notice that, like, when girls leave the business and girls get married and have families, they marry these regular guys, and they have regular, happy sex lives. They don't marry guys with 12-inch, monstrosities, and they don't want to have sex for an hour. No,
in fact, I just looked up what is the average length of sex. It's 3 to 7 minutes. That's average.
Which is fine.
Totally.
Fine.
Listen, the clips that kids are watching are only about 7 minutes, but they show it as if it's like time lapsed. So it goes on for forever. But the truth of the matter is,
right,
porn stars feel about hour-long sex.
Well, let's talk about how the guys in porn actually are able to do that.
Okay.
So it's not typically natural. Most of the men I ever knew in the business took the pill. Everyone had their little blue pills, in their wallets,
Yeah.
Viagra, or I forget what the other one is, but is similar.
Cialis.
Right, yes. And then some guys even use injections.
Yes.
Which is really,
we were reading about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that like a permanent thing? So it's not even erect, it's just like filled with something?
I'm not sure exactly. I'm not sure how it works. I just know that I've witnessed it. Like, I've actually watched a guy put a needle in his penis, and I've many times been on set where, like, the guy disappears for 5 minutes and goes in the bathroom, and all of a sudden he comes out with a raging boner.
They're not able to maintain erections for as long as it seems like they are in porn. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we want to dispel all the insecure guys out there that they're not enough, that they're not able to go long enough, and any of that stuff.
Oh, and also I want to touch on something really specific. So if you ever asked any of us porn actresses what our least favorite part of our day was,
tell us.
We would tell you it's the end of the video. It's the facial. Pardon my French, but we fucking hate that. We really, really do. We just don't have a choice.
Is it universal that it's pretty much the most hated part of the shoot?
Yes, you could ask any girl, at least from my experience.
Wow.
Was that was like a universal concept, was that was just our least favorite part of our workday.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to read you something that a director, a really famous director in porn, said about the facial. Bill Marigold, who I guess is a veteran like porn director, said, he said, when talking about facials, I'd really like to show what I believe the men, audience members, want to see. Violence against women. The most violence that we can get is the cum shot on the face. Men get off behind that because they get even with women they can't have. We try to inundate the world with orgasms in the face. Lovely. Violence against women. That's what men want to see. That's what he's going for. I mean, when you consider all that porn stars have to put up with,
right?
That's like their least favorite. That says something to you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not glamorous, as we've said before. But
I just want to say, like, what's that feeding? I just keep going back to that. Like, men go to porn to get turned on. The porn industry is feeding this angry, violent denigration on purpose because it's the girl you can't get. So
that's their objective.
You know what? The industry, again, is like a programming, like the business. The men who work in the business, they get to control what audiences see, like what people consume, and they are very powerful in that they get to control what men end up believing and thinking about women. And from my experience, the men in the business, they hate women.
That's interesting. I know I'm going to sound like the really hippy dippy one here, but there's no way that you can have a job that denigrates women all the time and be somebody who then has love inside your heart. Like, you just can't. It's like, it's an oxymoron. Like, you can't.
I don't think you can do both, no.
Yes, you can't hold both things inside of you. You can't show violence and hatred and misogyny and then be somebody who loves women. It's impossible, you know?
I agree. Yeah. The two just don't go together.
Yeah, I mean,
they're opposites. So
even if you start out that way, you won't end up that way. You can't.
Right.
And so for all these young boys and teenagers who are getting this script and information and visual, and now they're going out and they're hooking up with their love interest, the girl that they want to be with.
Right.
They're going to try this stuff,
and their information is coming from a place of hatred.
The information from a place of hatred. And the girls are literally, we're seeing the statistics. They are getting the script. They're getting the script.
Right.
So they don't, it's all becoming normalized.
Right.
Easy. One other thing that I think has sort of taken off in the real world, based on a porn script, is the prevalence of people having anal sex, which, you know, I know from statistics in the 1990s, it was somewhere around 1 in 5 girls. Now it's like 60% of girls.
Right.
I do believe that that's because they're following the porn script, which it's in almost all porn. What do you have to say about that? Like, what's your experience of girls feeling on that in the industry?
Well, anal sex is absolutely becoming more normalized.
Mm-hmm.
Via porn, especially that's where most young people are learning about sex now before they learn about it from anywhere else.
Right.
And it is becoming a part of the script that young people adopt because boys start to expect it.
Right.
And girls start to expect it of themselves, if that makes it. So it becomes an expectation in the social script of young people.
That's what we're seeing. We're seeing that when in talking to people and talking to people who work in universities. And I can honestly say that was not happening when we were in school, when we were in college.
Right.
Yeah. And which I want to be clear. There are some people who enjoy it, which is fine. But even in our studies, what we're finding is that 60% are having it, but 5% are enjoying it. That's a big disconnect between what we like having agency over our body and our choices. Are we making the choice because we authentically enjoy something, or are we making a choice because this is what's expected of me? And that's something far different that, you know, we don't want. That's the danger of pornography, is following something that, you know, is expected of you versus what you authentically want to try and what you organically enjoy.
Right. It's like, yeah, the porn is definitely there. It's trying to tell people, young people especially, who they should be and how they should act and how they should think. And like we discussed earlier, young people are just doing that really, really well.
They are.
Yeah. They're doing exactly what they were taught to do.
CICI, thank you for joining us. As always, it's a pleasure, and your insight is much needed. And we are really grateful for you helping boys to understand what's really going on behind the scenes in pornography.
And what's really pleasurable to women.
Yeah.
And I hope that, again, the boys take away from this that they're such an invaluable part of the solution.
They are.
All of this, to our, you know, the cultural like appropriation of violence against women and the lies of the porn industry. They're such an important part of changing this. They're not the problem, you know.
You know what it is? It's becoming a conscious consumer. Know what you're consuming, whether it's food or your clothing you're buying or what you're watching.
And what you're allowing in your head. Yeah.
Thank
Okay,
you,
that's a wrap. Great job. Talk soon.
Okay, bye.
Thank you. Thank you.